Hey guys, Famo Factory here, DadJokes. Today we're gonna talk about a few things about my past turn Zodiac list. So, first of all, we're gonna look at the changes I made. Then I will show you some siding patterns about the most common matchups and what you have to look out for with against the most common matchups. Then at last we'll look at another replay and analyze it. So first things first, let's go with the changes. So far I've made a few changes. That is, I cut out one Megaclops to put in a third Zeus, and I cut out one Cycle Reader to put in one Lightning Storm. Why did I do that? So the thing is, the third Zeus comes up most of the time, because if you don't draw into, I had a lot of times where I didn't draw into another Zodiac, but I had a Zeus already on board. So what I did is, most of the time, if we are at a simplified game state, so he controls a monster and I control a Zeus. Now he has a top deck. That means I can Zeus him and he has to pass again. Then I can overlay one and then I can Zeus again and he has to pass again. So that means I need a third Zeus because I can just go twice Zeus and then for the next turn I have another Zeus ready. Because right then at this point it's always Zeus versus top deck. And if my Zeus empty and I don't draw anything I don't draw any Zodiacs to follow up with, it's most of the time better to just put another Zeus on board, or especially if you don't want to play into hand traps or traps in general, you just put another Zeus on board and then Zeus and Zeus again. Sounds complicated, but it's just more like you have more fuel to give Zeus more material. Because like I said, it comes up often. You have he controls a monster, he draws a card for turn, and you have Zeus with let's say three more materials, or let's say two. Then you send. He's summoned something. You send, and then pass back to you. You attack with Zeus. Then you overlay Zeus. So we have one material Zeus. He top decks. Most of the time it's a hand trap or something he can start with. And if he passes again and you attack with Zeus again, you can counter the top deck again. Otherwise, if you would attack, your Zeus would have run out, so you couldn't use him again. And also you can be way more generous with making lower body Zeuses if you have three Zeuses instead of making one with like 6 materials. That's why I changed it up, and Megaclops comes up barely. Because right now all the meta decks have non-monster removal. Let's say like Ritual has Chuche, Eldritch has all the traps, Drytron has Zeus, Dragon Link has the trap, Tidying, and the Mirror Match is just Zeus again. So most of the decks which are running around currently can remove him pretty easy. The only thing Megaclops would be good against, excuse me, is against Dinos. But Dinos is not that prominent, and Dinos I can already shut down pretty much with Droll, DD Crow, Skullmeister, and Ash. So most of the time that's not a huge problem for me. Another thing I changed is I put in a third storm, because right now I'm not seeing barely any Drytrons, because everybody is siding so heavy against them that they can't play, so the representation goes down. That means I don't need to side. I don't have to need to have 3 cycle readers in the side deck, so I could put in a third lightning storm. Because back row matchups are the hardest for us. Pre-side. If we post side, it's pretty good because we have 2 cyclones, 3 lightning storms, 1 duster, and this. That's 7 removal cards. 7. So with 7, I think you have around the 80 to 75% chance to seeing 1. And if you get a Zeus on board, you won anyway. Like, the only win condition you have against back row decks is Zeus. If you these cards just secure getting him on board, and after that you win. Also Pank. But Pank is against certain matchups pretty good, against other ones not so much. But he's still good to have in. Something I'm maybe gonna change is maybe even I'm gonna cut out all the cycle readers and put in Nibiru. Because Nibiru works really good right now. Because the thing is, it's funny to say, but one of our weakest matchups with this list is the mirror. Because the mirror match, most of the people don't side like build the deck specifically against like the combo meta, but instead like generally strong. But our deck is just made to make combo players suffer. Because that's what we do. We don't have imperms. We don't have ogres. We don't have droplets to help us in the mirror match. We only have some hand traps against combos. That's why Nibiru will be good, because we can in the combo, like in the mirror, we can give them Nibiru on their 4 material Zeus. That's why I'm maybe thinking about putting in Nibiru, maybe cutting out 2 of these, and maybe even 1 Pank, but I'm not sure. I will have to think about it for the Extravaganza, which is coming up this weekend, because I earned an invitation. So I'm going to play this deck and maybe top. So a lot of people are going to talk about the deck. So these are all the changes. Another thing I'm maybe going to change is put out the red and put in a third Ram Ram, because Ram Ram helps a lot against the current meta decks. Because if you top deck, like sometimes this game state is so simplified that you need a Ram Ram top deck to beat the Chuche. But if you draw red, it's bad. And I also had it once or twice that I banished both Ram Rams with Desires. Happens barely, but it happened. That's why I'm thinking about changing that as well. And also D-Shifter. D-Shifter is our love-hate relationship. If you see him, he gives you a free turn. It's a present. If you top tap him, he costs you a turn. That's why it's like high risk, high reward. But the only reason I'm actually playing him, because it's all these cards are just 1 card engines. These cards as well. If I see any of them, I just have this with 4 or 6 cents, with 3 cents or 2 cents. That's why we can play Shifter. The best thing is always, you see Shifter in hand, banish, Desires and banish both Shifters, and then you're like, yeah, nice, my deck is not dead anymore. So let's go to the next step. I want to talk about siding patterns. I wrote down the matchups I'm seeing the most is Virtual World, Eldritch, or any trap variant, Drytron, Dragon Link, and the mirror match. So first things first, I want to show you how to side against Virtual World. So first game 1, it's okay. Like if you win, you go first, and then you're actually not going to change it. The only thing you're going to change is take out 3 DD Crow, add 3 DD Crow out, and put in 3 Lancia. That's the only thing you're changing if you're going first. Because DD Crow is the weakest hand trap that I'm running currently against Virtual World. Because I can banish a thing, yes. But the thing is, they can just put another thing there. That's why I lose out to it. Skullmeister in that sense is better because it costs them the use once per turn effect. And Lancia is just because they can't banish at all. And if you're going second, you take out these 5 cards and these 3, put in 3 Lancia again, the Gamma package, the Gamma driver package, and 1 Pank. Because these cards are only good going first, and the only thing we need is to stop their turn. So after that point, we are winning. Because we can build Zeus, and Zeus wins the game. Against Eldritch, it's pretty similar. Like I said, going first. The only thing, like if you see Eldritch, the only thing you side is you take you put in these 2 cards and take out these 3. Sorry, if you go first, you side in all of these cards right here. All of them. Even Lightning Storm is bad going first. But the thing is, most of the time you're at Zeus, and if they remove Zeus, your field's empty anyway, so you can go Lightning Storm them. You put in 4, 8 cards, you take out these 3. Take out these 3. Depending, if it's Alter guys, you leave them in. And then with 6, you take out Order, 7, and then you can cut maybe out 1 D-Shifter. D-Shifter is okay. The dream is always see D-Shifter and Lightning Storm. D-Shifter in their turn and then Lightning Storm in yours. And the whole thing is banished. The siding pattern there, first and second, is pretty much the same. Then for Drytron, the only thing we're actually going to side in is these 2. And we take out the Cyclones. Going first. Going second. We actually put in Gamma as well. So we have 6 cards. And then we take out these 4, these 3, and these 3. because we don't need them. This one is pretty good because you can stop most of their spells, so it's okay even going second. Because you can stop them, and then if you put up order, you win from there on. Yeah. Dragon Link. Dragon Link is a bad matchup. Why? Because the Dragon Link has Heavenly Seals, and Heavenly Seals just bounces our normal summon, which without Barrage is the most annoying thing. So for them, like if we go first, we side in 3 Lancia and take out the Skullmeisters. Because most of the things don't trigger Engrave. That's why we don't need him. DD Crow is good, we can banish the target they want to reborn or something. That's why we take out Skullmeister, because that's the worst card in the matchup. Second, you side in these 7 cards, you take out these 3, and then you take out the traps as well. And I think you can leave in Imperial Order, I would say, is better. And for the mirror match, which is actually our worst matchup, because we don't have any side cards against the mirror. We only have Lightning Storm, but if you're a smart player, just put your Trident into defense position, and then I can't even Lightning Storm you. That's why the mirror is so bad. That's why I want to put in Nibiru. So for the for the mirror, you just take out these shifters because you don't need him. You don't care if it banishes or not. You just don't. You just need to remove them, and you put in these 6 cards. Take out these 3, and take out these 3. Because Skullmeister is good because he's better than Droll. Because normal summon Skullmeister, and hard summon Chakanine. That's a good feeling, trust me. I've done that in the mirror several times. So yeah. So let's go and look at one more replay I have prepared. Dual records. It's right. It's this one. So this is against Virtual World again. So you see, I win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And then my hand's okay. My hand's pretty good going first or second even because I have a D-shifter. D-shifter second is Turnskip for them. And more guys, watch out! If you always have to wait with the D-shifter, because if they go Kowloon, just wait. Wait until they put out their. Most of the time they put up Jinglong instead of Chuche. And the thing is, if you D-shifted them already, then they're always gonna put up Chuche and have their 1 pop life. So you need a spell to remove it. Otherwise, your normal summons gonna get popped. That's why you need to wait for them to use Kowloon, and then put up Jinglong, and then you can D-shift on as soon as they use their first effect. The only problem is you run into talents, but most of the decks currently or lists don't run talents. Maybe post side yes, but the first game no. So here we go, Desires. He's gonna Ash and I chain D-shifter, so everything's get banished, so I get a free turn. Because Whiptail, Strike, and Trident, that's more than enough to skip that turn. 4 materials, why 4 materials? So in the next turn, I can make, if as soon as I use one, I can make a 4 summon Zeus with 6 materials, so I don't run into Nib. Desires, I can't stop that one. He draws normal summon. He tries to attack, and I'm just gonna pop it. Why not? Because I don't want to lose my Trident, because I can just evolve it into a Zeus. Like I said, I can summon here, attack, sorry, and then with 4 summons, I make a Zeus. See, 4 summons, 6 materials. Leave it in attack position, because you don't want them to summon a bird, attack into it, and then get a Zeus without taking damage or without using the effect of the bird, because then they lose 1 material. Otherwise, they have a 2 material plus bird plus maybe downer, so it's a 2-cent Zeus, but if you leave him in attack position game 1, it's only gonna have 3 materials. And here, from here on out, see, there's the nip, guys. See, played around it with just making 4 material once and 4 materials again. Here, I don't know what he's doing. I'm just gonna strike the Chi-Chi because he already normal summoned, and then I can stop the Lulu, and then he passes, and I have game. 4 summons, guys. You know the combo: summon, Chakanine, Reborn, Thoroughblade. This is game. 4 summons, 7,100 burst. Game 2. He has double talents. Like I said, post side, most of the time they have, when they go first, they have talents in. So what happens is I go stamp islands here because I want to play around talents. If I run into Gamma, shit happens. But I know most of the time post side they have it in. So I can just stop him with 2 summons right here. I give him a blade. Desires, banish 10. Normal, summon effect, draw. Because what does he want to do? Try Gamma me? No. So here, like I said here, what I'm gonna do again is play on Nibiru. Even though I didn't see him. I have 1 more Ramram in hand, that's why. I just use him. And I try to banish already, because banish is better than grave. And here, no, here I would have run into. Yep, I would have. I think I just pushed for damage. I thought I did it to play around Nibiru, but I didn't see him game game 1. That's why I didn't think he's gonna do it. So like I said, Skullmice here way better than DD Crow because I can just Jingwong it and his draw is dead. So what happens here is he's gonna talents and I think he's trying to take. So I just go empty it. And then here, I don't know what. He says for second effect, he uses Gamma. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like everything gets sent, you just lost a turn. I draw again. And no more targets. Here I just go. And I think, yeah, I made a 2 cent. I could have also made a 1 cent because he passed. Here's trying to get it back. And then send Neon and trying to get. I think he tried to do something. And this is game. So yeah, see guys, this deck is a lot of micro decisions and just knowing what the other deck does. And like if you play with this deck like 10 times against Ritual, you know what they're doing. And it's not that hard anymore. You know where to stop them. And that's why this deck is so good. And see, guys, 2 dead cards. Psychic Soldier that rises into the battle against the security forces. See guys, this is like, actually we play in the deck, we play on draw. We play 3 driver because we have shifter. He's like a driver top deck. So yeah guys, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about the deck or how to adapt, like about my side patterns or why I made certain changes, or if you have any recommendations, please feel free to leave a comment and feel free to subscribe. Thanks guys for tuning in today. Have a nice day and talk to you guys next time. Bye.